thousands and thousands of times. If you spend any real time with these files, you will see references to 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls, 10-year-old girls, and I saw a reference today to a 9-year-old girl. So it is a really gruesome and grim story, and I think in order to see our way through this and to try to make progress on criminal investigation and prosecution and some kind of social redemption from this whole nightmare, we need to listen to the survivors. Donald Trump's name is all over these files, all over it. I mean, thousands and thousands of times. If you spend any real time with these files, you will see references to 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls, 10-year-old girls, and I saw a reference today to a 9-year-old girl. So it is a really gruesome and grim story, and I think in order to see our way through this and to try to make progress on criminal investigation and prosecution and some kind of social redemption from this whole nightmare, we need to listen to the survivors. Donald Trump's name is all over.
Israel's regional hegemony in the Middle East. Israel wants to topple the Iranian regime, period. It has said so. This is not a mystery. This is not my claim. This is Israeli policy repeated year in, year out. The whole idea that Trump is negotiating to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, duh, that was negotiated. Trump ripped it up. The Iranians have come back every year to say, we don't want a nuclear weapon, we want negotiations. The United States does not accept yes for an answer because it works for the government of Israel. This is the point. Why does it work for the government of Israel? It's a little hard to understand. Maybe because it's of Mike Huckabee parishioners, because of people who read the Bible and say, okay, that's our foreign policy. That's possible. It may be because of what's in the Epstein files that haven't been released. It may be blackmail, it may be corruption, it may be many other things, but it is not about America's interests. We have no interest whatsoever in going to a war with Iran right now. If there is such a war, it's a war because Israel has told the United States what to do. And that raises a question. Why has the United States done what Israel has told the United States to do for 30 years? And I don't just mean about Iran. I mean across the Middle East.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We're at war now with Iran because Israel told Donald Trump, who's a cuck for Israel, probably because they have something on Trump. Let's face it. I'm going to say it again. Trump, the Epstein files, and Israel, these are all interconnected things. Right? The Venn diagrams overlap. Whatever Trump did back in the 80s and 90s with underage girls and boys or whatever, Israel knows about. This is why Trump, with everybody else except for Putin and Netanyahu, he's like, you know, fuck you, I do what I want, I'm a billionaire. But those guys have stuff on them, so they know, so he knows that if they want to, they could expose him, and the shit is so terrible and so bad that Trump will be impeached if it comes out. And he still might be when the full Epstein files are released, if they're ever released. Hi, Ashley. I sob too. Sub. I thought you meant I sob for America, because we're in another war now. Thanks for subbing. Anybody who's new, please sub. It's the best thing you can do for the channel. I do these lives just on whenever I feel like getting online, but I also have pre-recorded videos that some people like, some people don't like, but go ahead and give those a watch. All right, right now I'm just, you know, we all woke up this morning to find out we're at war. I have close to I'm 10 away from 3,000 subscribers. Not many, but I'm working on it. So we all woke up today and found out we're at war. I'm just cruising through.
Of young women, including at least one minor who says she's just 15, posted by the Justice Department as part of its Epstein file release.
Through X?
The video is showing women's faces and bodies unblurred, in some cases in compromising situations.
Well, I'll sub you then, Ashley, okay? If you want to.
Unredacted videos of
You gotta start
women
somewhere.
that CNN has censored here are among the millions.
I've had this channel a year. I had one video go viral. That's why I got a lot of subs.
An extensive CNN review of the Epstein files uncovered at least 7 videos featuring unredacted women.
Hi from Jolene.
This girl, dressed in a bikini and heels, seemingly doing a model walk, says she is just 15 years old.
Hello, my name is 15 years old. I'm 1.78 centimeters long, and I'm from England.
It was only after CNN inquired about them that a DOJ spokesperson said Thursday the videos in question have been removed and are being reviewed for appropriate redactions. This error message is now in the video's place. One of the videos included brief nudity.
Want a gift? Sure, I'll take a gift. Gerardo, thank you. The best thing you can do is sub, though. Sub for my channel, share with a friend who's interested in politics and culture and that kind of thing. Also, I have one sponsor, and it's Mint Mobile, and the only reason I let Mint Mobile sponsor me is because I've been using Mint Mobile for 10 years, because when I started to travel a lot years ago, I realized that most countries prepay their phone. Thank you, Ashley. Most countries prepay their phone bills, which seemed to be a much better deal than the postpaid. For the last 10 years, I've been with Mint Mobile, and I prepay once a year for unlimited data, and it's $360 a year, and I pay it at once, and then, for 12 months, I don't have to worry about getting a phone bill each month. So if you guys want to help out the channel, you can sign up for a mobile plan through my link there, or just sub is great, and I love you guys for that. And thank you for the flower, Ashley.
A young woman pulls up her shirt to expose her breast after singing Happy Birthday. The publication of these videos risks the potential re-victimization of women who may have been abused by Epstein years ago. It was also in violation of the DOJ's stated criteria on what information would be redacted in the Epstein files in order to protect the victims.
To protect victims, we redacted every woman depicted in any image or video, with the exception of Ms. Maxwell. We did not redact images of any men, unless it was impossible to redact the woman without also redacting the man.
Like so many other Epstein files, these videos are not accompanied by any information providing context about them, including who these women are, who took the videos, or the date that they were taken. The DOJ has also faced fierce criticism for other improper redactions in the Epstein files, including publishing victims' names, birthdays, and addresses, and the over-redaction of information about individuals who may have helped Epstein.
Your Department of Justice initially released nude photographs and even the identities of Jane Does who had been protected for decades until your department released their names.
Attorney General Pam Bondi was grilled this week by lawmakers in a contentious hearing and vowed that the DOJ was acting quickly to correct any mistakes.
If someone's name was redacted, we said right away was not redacted and should have been meaning the victim. We went back and redacted it. We're doing everything.
Trump and Epstein are sex traffickers, and I'm going to post this every day so nobody forgets exactly who pedophile Trump is and why the Epstein files have suddenly disappeared. Yeah, I've seen this video already if you haven't seen it. It's just those guys perving out on young models, basically. You cannot bomb your way out of the Epstein files, Mr. President. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know if I've seen this video.
Along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh well," she cried, "I'll take you in." and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in.
Okay, I can't listen to his voice. He makes me nauseous. Yeah, this about sums up what I think is going on. Trump is Netanyahu's puppet because Netanyahu has dirt on Trump through Epstein. Epstein worked for the government of Israel. Your attack on Iran is working. No one is talking about you raping children. It's a funny one.
Promoted and patriots get punished. I am very American people. Last December, I encouraged you to give this new administration a chance. Time is up. Our government is compromised. Tyrants get promoted and patriots get punished. I am very concerned that we are on the brink of losing our constitutional republic to tyranny. We came extremely close during COVID, and it seems to me like everyone has already forgotten that it even happened. There has been no rectification and absolutely no accountability. The only way that I see we the people taking back our country is a ground-up revolution. We must abandon the America First movement as well as both political parties. I am calling for the God First, Liberty Second movement to be born in the United States of America. This will take at least 8 to 12 years to accomplish. We must first take municipal seats, then county seats, then state seats, and then we will take back our federal government. If the spirit of patriotism burns within you, you are called to the work. For many are called, a few are chosen. We need those who otherwise never would have gotten involved in politics to step up and serve. What would your qualifications be? I can't say. But I can share what the Lord personally impressed upon me to qualify for me to participate in His work, and maybe it will guide you in seeking your calling. Number 1, you must keep yourself above reproach. If you have any vices, you must abandon them. Pornography, any sexual sin, any addiction, unrighteous anger, and pride were a few that were impressed upon me. The enemy of all freedom will use anything you do against you, so only do good. 2, you must prioritize.
What are the chances you'd vote for J.D. Vance in a as president in 2028? 0. How about you guys? Go ahead and comment below. Let me know. What would you vote? Would you vote for J.D. Vance next president? I know I wouldn't. How about you, Ashley? Vance? Please say no. Riddick 4390. Okay. Emoji. It's hard to tell sometimes what people mean when they send an emoji. Rep. Anna Polina Luna. On record, Epstein ran a honeypot operation designed to blackmail world leaders. She's demanding 4 co-conspirators testify under oath. Leslie Groff, Sarah Kellen, Nadia Mersenikova, and Adriana Ross, a sitting Congress member on record.
Is not the entirety of the global satanic child abuse pedophilia network. You see one aspect of it coming to light, but actually it's part of a global operation. This cult controls the political level and it controls the media level. In Britain, we have the Jimmy Savile situation, this BBC entertainer. After he died, his historic levels of pedophilia came out, but what didn't come out is that Jimmy Savile was a procurer of children for the rich and famous. He was a close friend of Prince Philip, of now King Charles, right to the end of Savile's life. Where was the media going to the British royal family saying, what was this bloody guy doing in your inner circle all these years? It was just always covered up. The Epstein network, what you see is not the
no ability to negotiate. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. Our president.
I'm not guessing about this, because I talk to people he's sent to, is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people, point blank, just stating it, I control the United States, I control Donald Trump. He's saying that, and I dare them to say that's not true. Bibi, not the nation of Israel, not Israelis, certainly not Jews, whatever that means. The leader, the secular prime minister of a country is doing immense harm to Donald Trump's presidency, to the United States, and to the world. This is an unbalanced person whose only real concern is for himself. He's meddling in an extensive way in American politics. He's loathed by the entire world. He needs the United States, and yet at the same time, he has this patronizing attitude toward Donald Trump, to meaning Trump, to people Trump knows. Separating from Bibi immediately, I think, is an essential next move. But objectively, that is absolutely necessary, and very soon, because he's hurting his own country, our country, and the world. Period. Bibi's running out. This is a fact.
I used to really dislike Tucker Carlson, but his recent takes on a lot of things are pretty good. You know, I mean, I think he used to be on Fox News, and because of that, you know, he had to toe the Fox News line, and Fox News basically, you know, is a corporate entity, like every corporation, to make money. You know, so they lied about a lot of stuff with the right wing and Trump because they were getting paid by the right wing and Trump, basically, or making money off of advertisements through them. But now that he's on his own, some of his conspiracies are a little wacky, Tucker Carlson, but I think he's onto something with this Israel thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Here's the announcement. I played it last night, but it's where Trump.
Casualties that often happens in war.
But Trump's just lies about the war. Says that he says that Iran is an imminent threat to America, which maybe if they developed a bomb within the next decade or two they would be, but imminent means like now, like they're a threat like right away, and they're not an imminent threat to America. They're an imminent threat maybe to Israel.
Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity. Or, in the alternative, face certain.
Iranian hackers vow to publish alleged videos of Donald Trump with minors within the next couple of hours. I don't doubt they're out there, I'll tell you that. The world's iconic Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, widely known as the world's only 7-star rating hotel, has been hit by an Iranian drone with footage showing flames rising from the property. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, Iran's gonna hit back. We hit them, they're gonna hit back.
Right now, tonight, what would you say to him?
You know, I would say we are patriotic Americans. We have done everything we have done has been for the sake of this country, for the sake of supporting U.S. national security. Our leaning forward in deploying our models of the military was done because we believe in this country. We believe in defeating our autocratic adversaries. We believe in defending America.
red lines we have drawn, we drew, because we believe that crossing those red lines is contrary to American values. And we wanted to stand up for American values. And when we were threatened with supply chain designation and Defense Production Act, which are unprecedented intrusions into the private economy by the government, we exercised our classic First Amendment rights to speak up and disagree with the government. Disagreeing with the government is
So if you guys aren't familiar with this controversy, I know everybody doesn't keep up with the news like I do, but Anthropic, who owns AI bot Claude, is being used by the military, and they will not let the military use Claude to run weapons, like drones for killing people and stuff like that, because that's a Terminator possible situation. And Pete, the jackass idiot Hegseth from Fox News, is threatening to sue and use the Production Act, I don't know the exact law, against Anthropic to just take the tech from them and use it anyway. So that's what this guy is talking about, if you're not familiar with the controversy. So our government wants to go, our Trump government, Pete Hegseth's Department of Defense or Department of War, whatever, his big dick language for it is. They want to basically force Anthropic to give them this technology so they could use it to build robots to kill people, and people wonder why, the movie Terminator is fictional, but it might become non-fiction. Because we all know in the next, some people are saying by 2027, I've heard, an AI expert who used to work for OpenAI and he quit because of this. He said 2027, 2030, the latest, will hit the singularity. And the singularity is basically when AI starts thinking for itself, when it becomes intelligent enough where it doesn't need to be prompted by us. It just starts thinking on its own. And that's a short leap away from, all the problems with humankind and humanoid society, basically. AI would look at us like, a virus basically on the planet, and it would naturally come to the conclusion that the best thing for the planet and every other species on this planet would be to eradicate the human race. So we're speeding on a bullet train for that right now. Anyway, that's what that's all about. So there's a lot going on in the world right now besides wars and all that. We have AI creeping up on us at a rapid rate. "40 innocent children killed just because Trump was raping 13-year-old kids. Don't stop talking about it." Let's see what Judge Napolitano has to say.
We have hit 2 children's schools. We have bombed 2 children's schools. 63 dead children, little girls dead. Their mothers waiting for their daughters to come home. They sent their daughters to school on the belief that there wouldn't be a war because there was diplomacy going on. There wouldn't be a war because Marco Rubio said he was traveling to the region Monday. So they sent their girls to a school. The girls were in school and we bombed it. And we bombed another one. There's 100 girls buried under the rubble being dug out now. Girls that will not survive. This is the horror of war. But what I'm trying to say is, at least when I was involved in the bombing of the Amarilla shelter, we did our damnedest to make sure that it was a military target. We were wrong, and it haunts you forever. What in God's name could lead us to bomb 2 girls' schools? I'm involved in this. I did this for a living. I know you don't make those mistakes.
By the way, do you see what you look like?
Not bad.
Not bad? Yeah, I'd say so.
No.
What? Right there,
school.
None of them look like that, believe me. So you think this 14-year-old kid is scarred forever? You might have put the move on her. It might have given her confidence, actually. How would you like to be the husband of the wife that was, playing around with a 14-year-old kid? Unbelievable. By the way, did you see what she looked like?
Now that we are at war with Iran, without congressional approval, this might just be a good time to remember all of Donald Trump's campaign promises about keeping America out of wars. Yeah, let's do that.
Foreign lands, countries you've never heard of, countries, oh, he's going to start a war, because they said I had that personality to start a war. They remember that? Oh, we can't vote for him, he's going to start a war. No, I used my personality, that we didn't have to have wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. Who started no new wars, no new wars. No new wars. We don't need the wars. Foreign lands, countries you've never heard of, countries that don't even want us there. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We never got into a war. We have a great record. We had peace. We had prosperity. We had no wars. We had no wars. It started no wars. We didn't have a war. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. And we had no wars. When you see all the people that died in these horrible wars in the Middle East and everything else, countries didn't want us. Look at Trump. Just look at this guy. He's going to go to war. He's going to take us. No. Look at me. I'm the one that kept us at war. I'm the only president that didn't start a war. I didn't start a war.
This president, no wars.
Started no wars. You're going to end up in a war. A war or no war. They like a war. They love wars. They love killing people. It's so wonderful. The only president in many, many decades that didn't start a war. They're the party of endless wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new war. Wars all over. He said, bring back Trump. It'll all end. We had no problem. I'm going to keep you out of wars. I kept you out of wars. We had no wars with Donald Trump as your president. Remember when crooked Hillary Clinton used to say, he's going to get us into a war. Look at him. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. That's what happened.
Well, that was all bullshit, huh?
And we've had great support for that number. And that number is a very small number when you look at that compared to the cost of war. That compared to the cost of war. That's 2 weeks of fighting. It's a very small number. It sounds like a lot, but it's a very small number. So we're committed to $10 billion. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Look at that fat dotard. Oh my god, how can anybody follow that? It's like Jabba the Hutt. So depressing today, going to war because a fat old man doesn't want his pedophilia exposed. It sounds like it's going to get exposed anyway by Iran. Anyway, guys, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks once again for watching, and I will see you right here the next time.